Hello, so this video is for people who, and I'm one of them sometimes, who they sometimes fall back into a bad place. So maybe, for example, you got into a good place, your tinnitus is going pretty, you're able to tolerate it and you're not thinking about it so often, and then you just have one of those days where it's back and you're feeling it and you're not in a good mood, and so, and if this video is especially for if you keep having this pattern of coming and going and back and forth. So what can you do about that? If you're doing good, but then you fall back and you're not doing so good again, what can you do about that? Well, we're all human. So it's normal to say, well, sometimes you have some anxiety sometimes. But it's another thing to say that, you keep falling back into a harmful pattern. So when you see yourself saying something like, oh, this tinnitus is so loud today, I would have had a good day if it weren't for it being so loud and it bothering me and putting me in a bad mood. And what's happening there is you're saying the sound did that to me. If it weren't for the sound, then I'd be in a good mood. I'm not so sure that's always the case. Because when you get in a better mood and you get into a better place, the sound's not going to bother you as much. So it could very well be that when you get into a bad place, it's because, or when you get into a bad place, you start to focus on those weaknesses that you have, or perceived weaknesses that you have. So I was feeling a little bit not okay this morning, and I felt like my thinking was getting into a place that I didn't want to be there. But sometimes how even when you're like feeling bad, you start making excuses to defend why you feel bad. If it weren't for such and such happening, then things would be okay. And you're actually physically feeling something. I've the tinnitus or a pain, and then you're in this pattern of thinking about this tinnitus or this pain, or you feel under the weather in some way, you're very tired, and then you're manifesting that. And that you are what you think from moment to moment. What you're thinking right now is who you are right now. And the beautiful thing is you can change that for better or worse. But we want to do it for the better. So you've got to catch it and realize any mood you're in, any thought you're having is a product of what you're thinking right now. And what you're thinking right now is changeable. Here's what I did this morning. I found, I looked up something. I got on the little elliptical machine, cardio. And then I found some videos, 5-minute powerful self-love affirmations. And I was walking on the elliptical, and I was repeating these things over and over again. My heart is always open to love. Okay, that's just one thought. But I said it several times, and then I went on and I did the next one. What else do we have here? These are just examples. I am a beautiful vessel of love and magic. Say that 5 times, And you can find your own affirmations, but affirmations are kind of good just for snapping you out. When you catch yourself in that mood where, you're not feeling so good, you have to first realize you're doing that and you can change that. And, tinnitus has a way of doing that sometimes to people. It has a way of doing it really fast because you had this silent world you were living in, and then the tinnitus came along and it quickly programmed you into saying, oh, my life has changed for the worse and now there's nothing I can do and woe is me, right? But there is something you can do. And you can do it so well that you feel good. about what you did to get better with the tinnitus. Hello. Yes?
Have you, is there annoying, have you seen any, like, beautiful plants around?
Beautiful plants around.
Because we dropped one around.
Oh, you cut one or something and you dropped it?
Yeah.
Well, we can look under my chair and see. Are there any over here? Were you sitting over here?
Yeah, I just have a rest, but...
I don't see anything right here. Do you want to look back there? You can. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, you're welcome. And you can see this little girl. She was saying, "Have you seen any beautiful plants around?" And I guess she was collecting beautiful plants. That is the world that she was creating for herself at that moment. You know, she's thinking about beautiful plants. That is who she is at this moment. And you know, what you think at any given moment is who you are. So, you know, affirmations are great, and we talk about diverting our attention to other things, like language or art or music or dancing, you know, and any of those things is who you are at that moment when you do them. And just sitting there is usually what you'll find when you're not in a bad mood. You're probably spending a lot of time just sitting there doing nothing except, you know, thinking these thoughts that are not so helpful. So sometimes you have to get up, go collect some beautiful plants like the little girl was doing. And, you know, all of a sudden it changes. And you need to become good at that skill. Okay, I feel this way. Now I'm going to go change. and if you get good at that, man, you're home free. You got it. Of course, it'll still come back again, and you'll have that day where something sucks you in. Could be the news, something happening in politics, or you know, something happened to somebody, or you know, somebody said something mean to you, or you hurt yourself. You know, all those things can happen, but you want to hone this skill of being able to stop and go collect beautiful plants like this little girl. She's over there walking up the stairs, but I can't see her. But yeah, and you know. You can see I'm pretty lucky that I live in this nice place here with this beautiful pool. When I had it really bad, the tinnitus, you can hear this fountain in the background. I think you can see it over there. And I would sit near it, and it would, you know, help to mask the sound. And then even better, there'd be other people, and I would go say hello to them and talk to them. And I was not the person I am now. I had really repeated negative affirmations to myself again and again. My life is so screwed now, you know. I don't even want to say that haphazardly, you know. But I would say, you know, I would be thinking things like that, and I realized how important it is you've got to replace those thoughts, because, you know, you get good at seeding your brain with the right thoughts. And oh man, so much is possible, right? You know, and you know that, and we all know that. But it's just a matter of putting it into practice. So that's like I say, that's for people who are having trouble with, you know, keep going back to down again. That means you've got to work even more to do the affirmations, to divert your attention, to notice what's going through your brain and realize you can totally change that moment and start thinking different thoughts. But you have to work on that skill, and you'll get it. You'll get it. Even if you've been doing it for a long time, you've had this problem, you'll get it. But you got to do the work. So okay, well that's my video for today. Sorry about the interruption, but nice little girl. Okay, I'll see you. Bye bye.